for Sha'ban. What is so special about Sha'ban? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to fast a lot of fast during Sha'ban. So Osama bin Zayd, one of the Sahabi radiallahu anh, he asked Rasulullah, "Oh Rasulullah, I don't see you fasting any other month except Ramadan more than you do in Sha'ban. Why do you fast so many days in Sha'ban?" Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, ذَلِكَ شَهْرٌ يَغْفُلُ النَّاسِ. This is a month rather that people are heedless of. This month comes between Rajab, which is a sacred month, and Ramadan, where you're supposed to do good deeds anyway, and you're supposed to be fasting. But this is a month in between those 2 months, and a lot of people are heedless of this month, but this month is special. He says, وَهُوَ شَهْرٌ تُرْفَعَ فِيهِ الْأَعْمَالِ. And this is a whole month in which deeds are elevated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ila rabbil alameen. فَأُحِبُّ أَن يُرْفَعَ عَمَلِي وَأَنَا صَائِمٌ. The reason I fast a lot during Sha'ban is because my deeds are being presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during that month. The month of Sha'ban is not just a month where we prepare for Ramadan, but it is a month that we need to make sure that we watch our heart, we cleanse our heart, because our deeds are presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's learn a bit more. Let's look at the virtues of Sha'ban. So as we understand, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to fast a lot during Sha'ban, and he used to say, do a lot of good things, because keep doing good things, because you may get bored of doing good deeds, but I will never get bored of giving you reward for those good deeds. And a lot of the scholars, they say, is in preparation for Ramadan, Rajab is a month. This is like a season where you would sow the seeds of goodness in Rajab. Sha'ban is the month where you're actually watering the seeds, and then Ramadan is the month where you actually will actually harvest the crops. So it's as if we are supposed to, the scholars are saying, use up Rajab, Sha'ban to build up and prepare for Ramadan. And should we fast all of Sha'ban or not? No, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, don't fast all of Sha'ban. There are several narrations, but in summary, we are supposed to fast the first half of Sha'ban as much as we can. And a lot of people make up their fast before Ramadan. This is what we're supposed to do in Sha'ban. So if you have a missed fast from the previous Ramadan, you better have made it up before the next Ramadan begins. So a lot of people, especially women, they make up all their fast during Sha'ban. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, yes, it's okay, you can fast until Ramadan, but leave a little bit of a gap. Leave a little bit of a gap between Ramadan and your fasting, meaning leave 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Don't fast right before Ramadan. Have you heard of Shab-e-Barat before? The 15th of Shaban? Okay. What is so special about 15th of Shaban? It has a lot of names. It's called Nisf Shaban, which means the half of Shaban. It's called Laylatul Mubarakah, Laylatul Rahmah, Laylatul Bara'ah. And the Desi people, they say Shab-e-Barat, which just literally means the night of Bara'ah. Why is it called the night of absolution, when you're absolved? Why is it called that night? Okay, let's learn. There's a hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that is accepted by all of the scholars. It's a beautiful hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that on the night of the 15th of Shaban, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala audits everyone, checks everybody's deeds, and then He forgives everyone except the one who is a mushahin, the one who is carrying rancor and enmity in their heart, or the one who had murdered somebody. This is an authentic hadith. In another authentic hadith, he said, Allah on the night of 15th of Shaban will do the audit and forgive everyone except the one who is doing shirk and or the one who is carrying a grudge in their hearts. The 15th of Shaban, yes, it has virtue according to the majority of the scholars. It has a lot of virtue, but there are other narrations which are not as strong, and some of them are really weak, but the wordings are similar. It is about the state of our heart, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive everyone except the one who is a murderer, except the one who holds enmity in their heart, who is causing harm and pain to the parents, the one who is holding rancor in their hearts, the one who is not merciful to people, and so on and so forth. So if you have a dirty, filthy heart, especially for your brothers and sisters, then we better clean it before the 15th of Shaban. However, I just want to remind you, myself and you all, should we only reserve the 15th of Shaban to seek forgiveness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Absolutely not. Do you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His mercy descends every single night? Every single night, not just Shaban, every single night, and you can be standing up before Fajr time seeking istighfar to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because at that time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks, who is making dua to me so I can respond to them? Who is asking me so I can give them? Who is seeking forgiveness so I can forgive them? That happens every single night. We don't have to wait for the 15th of Shaban to do that. By 15th of Shaban and Shaban, we need to make sure our heart is pure and clean. That is what we need to do. Should we make special prayers during to do these special practices? Are there any special practices during the 15th of Shaban? No, there aren't. There are fabricated, unauthentic hadith that you should visit the graves. I have a lot of detail. I'm just sparing you from all those details. If you're interested, I'm happy to share them with you. But like visiting graves, uh, there's nothing wrong with visiting graves. I'm just saying you shouldn't just reserve doing that just for the 15th of Sha'ban, because that is not correct. That is not what the purpose of the 15th night is. Okay, it's always good to go and visit the graves of your loved ones and make dua for them. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do that. He didn't used to just dedicate days when he is doing that. There are some unauthentic narrations that say that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did such and such during the 15th of Shaban, but that is likely unauthentic. And then there are special prayers where, for example, it is said, and this is not authentic, that Rasulullah prayed 14 rakahs. It's a bizarre hadith. 14 rakahs, and then after praying 14 rakahs, then he recited Surah Al-Fatiha 14 times and Surah Al-Ikhlas 14 times, and so on and so forth. And then whoever does that, he will be rewarded for 20 hajj, and 20 years of fasting will be accepted from them, so on and so on and so forth. This is not true. This is not true. There is no special prayer for the 15th of Shaban. Should we pray Qiyam just on the 15th of Shaban? Not just on the 15th of Shaban. Qiyam should be prayed every single night. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the most preferred prayer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after the fard prayer is not even the nawafil, it is Qiyamul Layl. We should do that every single night as much as we can. If you do Qiyamul Layl on 15th of Shaban, it's okay, but please remember that it doesn't hold any special significance other than any other days. What is special about 15th of Shaban, like I said, it is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing the final audit of everyone. In each and every one of us is being audited, and all our deeds, not just that one moment deed that is presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all our deeds throughout the year are presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the 15th of Shaban. Ibn Taymiyyah, he says a lot of things, but I'm just going to summarize that. He says what many of the scholars among our schools, they accept the virtue and the merit of the 15th of Shaban, and it is a practice of the early generations. So he says it is accepted by most scholars. However, singling out that day for fasting or for special prayer just for that day, that is not liked, that is disliked. We shouldn't do that. Like I said, by the way, you know that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to fast Mondays and Thursdays, but also what did he used to do? He used to fast the white days. You know what the white days are? When it's the full moon. So what are those days? 13th, 14th, and 15th. So every single month, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to fast the 13th, 14th, and 15th. 15th Shaban is also the 15th of the month. Okay, so if it's your habit to fast the white days, the 14th, 15th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, if it's your habit, then you sure, of course, can do it. Okay, if you fast it anyway, it's fine. However, don't accept a special kind of a reward that day.